some point, my webcam stopped using the little lights on the side. It's got, I have a Logitech C920, and OBS multi-platform stopped recognizing it. So I unplugged it, plugged it back in, and OBS did not recognize it still. So I updated OBS multi-platform from 11.2 to 11.3, and suddenly it's there again. But the lights on the camera aren't lit up when it's normally in use, and I don't know why. It's kind of weird. I'm not sure what's going on there. Kind of makes me wonder, because the lights are supposed to indicate when it's being used. I would go check it with the OBS, the old version of OBS, and see what it does. I don't know. Happy Wednesday morning, everybody. I'm sorry I have not released a vlog in the last several days. Things have been... Come here. Yes. You can see kitty ears right here. Things have been very busy for me lately, and I do apologize for that. Meant to put out a vlog over the weekend, but then Sunday turned out to be one of those days where we were probably going to have a ForgeCraft 2 reset. Ran into some complications. It got pushed back. So Monday, I tried to get as much work as I could done earlier in the day because it was probably going to happen again. It finally happened last night. Finally got the ForgeCraft 2 reset. You want to be there at the start. It kind of turned out to be an informal start, not the normal one we usually do with everybody gathered. Because usually when the server resets, even people that aren't going to play will step on for the start of the server and then just never get back on, just for the sake of, officiality. Last night it was Direwolf 20, Fireball. I think T-Love was on for a little while. Oh, gosh. There's a lot of people on. Alex BGT was on. Who else was on? I'm drawing a blank. I'm sorry. It is real early in the morning. I've just barely had some coffee on me. So, my cat is going crazy. It is that time for her again. She is in heat, unfortunately. So, yes. I'll scratch your butt. Ooh, cat butt. Burr. Ugh. Anyway. ForgeCraft 2 has finally reset, which means I can start recording again. I can start the new series, and I spent about 2 hours last night just clearing grass, leveling out the land, and putting up a fence line, and clearing ground for the fence line, leveling things out, so that I could actually start recording today. First, though, I have an episode of Vaygrim's Chance that actually is supposed to be airing today. Normally, ForgeCraft 2 wouldn't air until Thursday. I don't know if I'm going to air an episode today and air an episode tomorrow. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'll wing it. But we do not have any really amazing new things in the pack. My hair is an absolute mess. What is this? Here we go. You see this little thing right here? That's what happens when my hair starts to get just slightly too long. So that is my early warning sign that I need to get a haircut. We don't have anything amazingly new in the pack. There's actually a lot of changes by removing things from the pack. Iguana Tweaks was taken out. Let me think. Chicken Chunks was taken out. We are using only Railcraft chunk loaders. Personal chunk loaders do not require fuel, but they only work while you're online. World anchors do require fuel and only work while you're offline because of the fuel. Actually, they only chunk load at all because of the fuel. Block interaction has been completely disabled for world anchors, which means that you can only put one stack of ender pearls, and those ender pearls only equal an hour, which means you can have up to 16 hours of chunk loading while you're offline, but then you're going to have to log back in and put another stack in. We are doing this intentionally because we had a lot of people that built huge bases with really, really poorly. Okay, we had a lot of people that built a lot of huge bases. For one, that is not a bad habit. Building a large base is not a bad habit. Building machines and automation in a reckless manner, that's a bad habit. And we had a lot of people that actually did that. We had some people that were getting accused all last season of being the source of lag, like Fireball 1725. He got accused of it quite a bit because he had a very large base. But his base didn't chunk load after he logged out. That's a big deal. And he knows, he's a dev for AE2. He knows the right ways and the poor ways. I won't say the wrong ways, but the less optimal and the less efficient ways to use AE2. He knows that there are certain things that you shouldn't do in AE2 that certain people on ForgeCraft 2 like to do. So, Fireball 1725 got a really bad rap last season, and I think that sent him into burnout. I don't know if he's going to play this season. I really hope he does. Fireball is super nice, and yeah, I've had a lot of talks with them lately, and I do hope he plays this season. I would like to collaborate with them a little bit, you know? Oh, God, that's good coffee. Let's see. So chunk loaders have been changed. We do not have chicken chunks anymore. A player can only have 50 chunks loaded. Even while they're online, they can only have 50 chunks that are being maintained by a chunk loader. 25 chunks maximum per chunk loader. So you could have up to 2 chunk loaders loading 25 and 25 while you're not in that area. But that's it. That's where it stops. We had somebody last season that was keeping 120 something chunks loaded. Some crazy number. It was a huge base. We are not allowing pumps in the nether anymore for lava. Instead, what we're doing is we're taking a cue from the FTB1 server, and we have a ender tank color-coded orange that has lava in it, an infinite supply of lava. So basically, you do not have to pump lava out of the nether anymore. People can use that tank, make one of their own, and tap into it for whatever lava they need. That will solve a lot of problems also. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, it sounds like there's a lot of softening to the rules. It sounds like ForgeCraft 2, I've heard this already, ForgeCraft 2 is not quite as hardcore as they used to be. Well, I, for one, welcome our softer-edged server, but that's not the point. You guys don't understand. We have a lot of people. ForgeCraft has something over 100 members. Now, not all those members are active, but there were several points at the beginning of last season where we had almost 20 people on the server. Well over 16. And you have to do something. You have to take measures. Iguana Tweaks was removed specifically because it negates or just completely turns off a lot of progression in mods that have their own picks. It messes with it. So that did not strike as favorably. It also means you have one way to start early game. With Iguana Tweaks and Tinker's Construct, you either go Tinker's Construct or you spend your entire time using wooden tools. So, actually gravel tools. Sorry, flint. You can't even do that. You can't even make wooden tools. So, yeah, punch trees for the rest of your life, or you use Tinker's Construct and Iguana Tweaks. So we took that out specifically because now people can use Tinker's Construct, or they can use Ender.io, or they can do the tools from Thermal Expansion. What is it? No, not Thermal Foundation. Redstone Arsenal. That's what it is. Redstone Arsenal. There are tools in Project Red. We had Blue Power last season. We had a lot of problems with it. There's a lot of blocks in Blue Power that still crash servers. So we pulled Blue Power and put in Project Red, minus the mechanical, because nobody uses Project Red mechanical anymore. So we have Project Red now. but there's a lot of tools in Project Red. There's tools you can use in Applied Energistics too. A lot of stuff. Yeah. So basically, a lot of people got grumpy because Iguana Twigs narrows down your start early game options to one. And there was a lot of mods a lot of people liked using, preferred using, and was suddenly taken away from them. And that's why we ended up removing it. But like the changes to chunk loaders is specifically because we have to make changes in order for the server to remain stable as long as possible. Especially since we're using beta versions of mods that are not always as flawless as the release versions everybody else gets. We are a test server. This is not a Let's Play server. This is a test server, and everybody needs to remember that. We do not exist for the sake of the furthering of careers for doing Let's Plays on the server. We're supposed to be helping mod authors find bugs, test out beta versions. If the server is so unstable because people are building badly, because people don't have good habits, then we are causing more problems than we can actually narrow down to assigning to a mod. Well, we got lag, but we don't know if it's because Frank over there has a giant monstrosity of a machine in his front yard that's creating lag, or if it's because of a new feature that got put into, say, blood magic, or carpenter's tools, or, carpenter's blocks, or, chisel, whatever, anything. Doesn't matter. If we can't narrow down the problems and split it up between poor gaming style and a segment of possibly bad code in a mod, then we are of no help. So that's kind of the thing that people have been forgetting a lot with, and I'm not saying that people in ForgeCraft have been forgetting about this. I think a lot of viewers have forgotten that ForgeCraft is not an LP server. It's not like when I was back on the Resonant Rise server. The Resonant Rise server was supposed to be an LP server. It was supposed to be part test server, a little bit, but it was also supposed to be primarily, or at least majoritively, it was supposed to be a server that was kind of like a PR thing. It was like advertising. Hey, look what these guys can do with our mod pack. We have a public mod pack. Look what these people have accomplished with it. That's what the Resonant Rise server was about. And that's fine. I'm not saying that is bad in any way. I'm not saying that's the wrong way to do it or the right way to do it. It's a difference because they had a public mod pack that they were wanting to advertise. That's just how you do it. ForgeCraft doesn't have a public mod pack. When we do have a public mod pack, it is going to be purely for the sake of people actually being able to do similar builds as the people they watch on ForgeCraft. It will not have the same versions of mods, which means there's going to be features we'll have access to that you won't. And that's just the way it's going to be. Our primary thrust is not a public pack. The primary existence of ForgeCraft is to help test. That's it. Which means that there's going to be points when that server is going to be down, and there's going to be points where it's laggy. I try not to whine and complain. I know I do, and I shouldn't. Because it's going to happen. But if that server is lagging because of somebody's poor building habits, and not because of a bug in a mod that we're trying to help iron out, then I think it's justifiable to whine at the person causing the lag. And that's where I have to draw the line personally. I really need to keep myself in check this season to make sure I don't come across as too much of a whiny child. I am trying to be there to help. I'm trying to be there to figure out what happens when you get this mod and this mod. And I have the benefit that I have a different play style than Direwolf 20 does. I have a different play style than T-Love Tech or Mysterious Ages. I have a different play style than Morvalira. So I bring something new to the table, something advantageous for them, but I still need to keep my head in the right place. I need to remember it's not an LP server. I have the benefit of being able to actually do an LP from that server, but that's not the primary point. and I need to keep the right perspective on that. On to other news. Let's see. I officially put up a blog post about basic channel news, the status of series, the status of things to come. I put it up on the website, Vaygrim.com. Episode 17 of Transistor is going to be the last. It should air on August 21st, Friday. After that, something new is going to show up in its place, and I think it is going to be Alien Isolation, I think. I put a vote in that news article. Tons of people read the news article. Nobody voted on the straw polls. I might retweet them, but for the most part, I think having people try to contribute to the decision process of what I should do next is kind of a failed attempt. I don't think people are as concerned about having input on what happens next. I think they just want to watch. And even then, I only have about 320 viewers on my secondary channel, so it's not that big of a thing. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Had to make the cat go away. I am trying to involve people in the process for running my channel, making it feel like a back and forth, but I'm not sure that my audience works that way. So I'm going to adapt. That's fine. I'm just going to arbitrarily decide that the next thing after Transistor is going to be Alien Isolation. It looks fun. I'm going to try recording it at night, late. I'm going to see how good of a face cam I can get with most of my lights off, so it's kind of dark. I want it to feel kind of immersive. I'm going to use headphones. It's going to be me alone at night after my wife goes to bed, so when I'm recording, I want it to have a sufficiently creepy atmosphere. And I'm going to try very hard. I am going to do face cam on that series. It means I'm going to be using either OBS or OBS multi-platform. I need to actually load up normal OBS again and see if it's still usable and okay. I don't know. I stopped using it a while back because some updates went out that basically caused audio to kind of flake out. I need to do some testing again and see what's going to happen. Yeah. Let me think. So I want to do that. I think that's going to be cool. I put out an update. I finally kind of announced Vaygrim TV, the new YouTube channel number 4. Basically, Vaygrim TV is a YouTube subscription channel for, it only works, of course, in a couple of countries in the world, because that's the only countries that YouTube offers subscription plans that I can set for. But the basic gist of it is that if you subscribe, if you're in America, it's like $1.99. And I think if you're in the UK, it's like 99 pence or something like that. Whatever you call it. Cents, 99 cents in Great British, in pound sterling. I don't know what they refer to pounds and cents as. I can't remember if it's pence. I think that might be an old term. I might be thinking 1800s or something. Anyway, it's like either 99 cents in pound sterling, or it's like $1, or it's £1, 49 cents. But anyway, it's about $2 or less per month, reoccurring. If you subscribe, then I probably am not going to be putting any exclusive content up on that channel. I might. I'm not sure. But the main point of the channel is that you can support me through a small, reoccurring monthly cost, monthly subscription. And for that, it turns off ads on all of my channels. So if you would like to support me in some way and you use ad blocker, then you can do that and kind of have an eased conscience, I guess, if that's your thing. Some people don't care. It's basically, you have to understand, since January 1st, most YouTubers probably have only mentioned this in passing. They don't talk about it a lot. But since January 1st, since Christmas of 2014, ad revenue has been drastically down on YouTube. And it's not going back up. There are far less ads. There are people that are paying less for ads, and it's probably not going to be picking them back up anytime soon. If it does pick up, it's probably going to be late November. It might spike shortly. Normally, it is up at a higher level. I'm sorry, I got something in my eye. It's up at a higher level, ad revenue. And then just after Christmas, it will dip a little bit and then slowly go up over January and February, maybe even March. Usually by the end of March, it's back up to where it normally is for the whole year. The only down part of it is January and February. This year, it went down in January, and it's never gone back up. And most experts are saying it will never go back up. There's a distinct possibility that it might go down again at the beginning of next year, which means that all of your favorite YouTubers have probably had their ad revenue, their direct revenue from Google AdSense halved. And I fully realize that a lot of people kind of think of this as a television channel. You know, like TV, watching TV, you've got a favorite channel or a favorite set of shows that you watch. It is free for you to watch. The only thing you have to put up with is some ads to watch during the show. And you probably have a box that tunes those ads out. Like a TiVo, you can skip right over them. Or at least you used to be able to. A lot of DVRs have a button. It just skips forward 30 seconds. So people can just tag that a couple of times and then go straight to the straight over the commercial breaks. But nowadays, I think a lot of people think of their favorite YouTuber channel as a TV series. They go, or a TV station. They go to that TV station for their entertainment. What series are they running now? What new series come, series go, just like normal TV. They tune in and watch it. The only difference is they can tune in when they want to, and they can watch the entire backlog of older series on demand. But they think of it as a television channel, which means that people don't send money to television channels. And they don't really think about how they or their actions financially support those channels. And I think that's a big difference. Very, very quickly, most of your favorite YouTubers are probably going to be turning from the public or from the commercial corporate TV station to a public PBS style television station. Television that is supported by donations from the community. And I think that is closer to what we're going to become very, very quickly. You're going to have a lot of YouTubers that are vying for your attention and vying for your affection so that you can show them some financial support so they can keep doing what they're going to keep doing. I'm not going to call it a YouTube economic crash. I do think that would be panic mongering, but I don't think it is ever going to be what it once was. At least not for us, the smaller people. I'm encroaching on 7,000 subscribers. And I am making less ad revenue now than when I had 4,000 subscribers. Probably less than when I had 3,500. So my views have doubled. My amount of watched time per week has doubled or tripled in some cases, depending upon the series. I still have videos that I made back in my first 3 or 4 months of existence that still get constant views. There are stuff that I make, like my mod guides and my hot blocks, those still get constant views, constant views. My mod guide series get more views than any of my current Minecraft Let's Plays. If I was smart, I would do nothing but mod guides on this channel, because on the first channel, because mod guides and hot blocks, because that's what people watch and that's what people come to me for. And but I mean, even then, even if I did that, it's never going to garner the same kind of YouTube revenue that it once did. Google is slowly, I think, especially since the reorganization. Now things might get better after the reorganization. The new Alphabet, their parent company. Basically, Google made a new parent company, and then they're subdividing all of what used to be sub-departments into separate corporate entities. So now it's a whole bunch of small companies under this company called Alphabet, and Google is just one of those small companies now. So Google AdSense is going to get split off into its own company. What this means is they can still all cross-collaborate, but there are more isolated corporate structures. It is easier for those companies to manage themselves. It is easier for them to protect themselves against legal action by one of their sister companies. This might improve things. It might be that ad revenue picks up. Or once gaming.youtube.com launches, and Google said it was going to launch sometime this summer. Well, that's only a few more weeks now. By mid or end of September, summer goes away. And I think it's by October 1st at least. But basically, gaming.youtube.com is supposed to be launching, and it's supposed to revolutionize live streaming through YouTube. It's supposed to revolutionize finding games that you like to watch videos of. And that might completely change up how things work. We don't know. But as it stands right now, if the system stays status quo, ad revenue's down, which means that it might sound like, if I tell you, well, I've got this new channel that you can subscribe to for $2 a month, that might sound like a cash grab to you. And I'm going to be 100% honest, it is. I'm not going to candy coat it. I am trying to increase and diversify as many different ways as I can find for you, my audience, to support me if you so choose. If that means watching ads for free, a little bit of extra time, please consider doing that. If that means you don't want to put up with ads, but you have a couple of extra dollars a month, literally $2, then I have that option. If you want to do a one-time donation, I have that option. And technically speaking, it is a cash grab. I'm just trying to protect my interests, to keep doing what I do, to provide you with entertainment. If the decline keeps happening and I cannot find some way to diversify and supplement my revenue income, because my Patreon is down. And I'm not whining about this. I'm stating fact. I think Patreon is going to get weaker for any but the most popular, or maybe not the most popular, but the top 25% of those Minecrafters on Patreon are going to keep their traffic. Everybody else, I think, are slowly going to start backing away on their pledges because a big chunk of America is in kind of an economic downturn. And there's a lot of people being affected by it. And it's in other parts of the country, Spain, Greece. I think even in the UK, unemployment rates are really high. So globally, there's a bit of an economic depression going on, and it is affecting everybody in the amount of money they've got. So I really don't want you to find it crass because I am finding more ways for people to give me money. You have to understand, I'm just trying to make sure, I'm not trying to get rich quick. I'm just trying to pay the bills. That's it. I want to be honest with you and let you know, yes, I am trying to make more money, specifically because I am making less money now than I was at this same time last year. And my presence on YouTube, my user base, my audience has more than doubled. The amount of views I get per video per day has almost tripled, and I'm still making less. So I am trying to supplement so I can keep doing what I love to do and what hopefully you like watching me do. But I just don't take it too personally. Don't take it too... I'm not trying to... I really don't want to come across as, beating all of these options into my audience constantly. I started putting up little tags and videos across the bottom. You'll see a thing that'll go across right about here. It's called a lower third. And basically, the whole point to that is being able to communicate stuff in video because nobody watches the end title. When the game ends, and then you have that little kind of almost end credit sequence that says, hey, try my other channels. Nobody sticks around for that. As soon as that pops up, people change to another video somewhere. If I put stuff before the video, people complain. Nobody reads the website really. Lots of folks don't even have Twitter accounts still. So in an effort to try and find a way to communicate with you, my audience, I put up the lower thirds. And so far, there have only been a few initial complaints, but then I think people started to understand very quickly. I am very careful about where they place them when I'm doing videos now. I initially had a very quick template that I could actually put in for 10 minutes or longer videos, 20 minutes or longer videos. And I tried to space them out so they weren't within 5 minutes of each other. I tried to make sure that I wasn't blocking any critical text or action in the game. But basically now I place those things manually. I green screen them and put them, black screen them, but I chroma key them and put them in manually. I try to place them in a spot that is more friendly and conducive to that. Lots of conversation going on, not blocking any text on screen. And it advertises my Twitter account, the blog, the website, try my other channels. I don't put my Patreon one in every video. I don't even put it in 25% of videos, specifically because I don't want it to feel like you guys are being pressured by me. Oh, you have to support me. I don't want to come across as that. I'm just trying to offer options, and I don't ever want to come across as like I'm beating it over your head that, I want money from you. I'm just trying to provide as many routes as possible for people that may want to support me in one way or another. That's it. So I would like to hear from you guys and what you think about this. I really do value comments and feedback and interaction on this kind of stuff. It is very important to me. I do consider it very, very critical, and I want to hear from you on it. Yeah, I think that's it for this vlog. We are at the 31-minute mark. I think this might be the longest one I've ever done. Don't know. Anyway, I will try to have another vlog later in the week. I always say that and always fail, but I will try. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.